What is going on, Marvel fans, and welcome to another video with your host, as always, K-Mac time. Now today, the new Spider-Man Far From Home trailer dropped, and it's freaking amazing. It has me so hyped for more Marvel goodness coming in the near future. We got Captain Marvel, we got Endgame Avengers, and of course we have this coming as well. So much good stuff going on right now, and especially with Spider-Man. We have the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie come out recently. It was an amazing film. If you haven't seen that, highly recommend that one as well. But with the trailer coming up for this one today, I wanted to take a look at a couple of small and big details that you may have missed or just not known about or just want some background information on. So sit back, relax, smash that like button if you're a Marvel fan, and let's break this trailer down together.
No. What just happened?
First things first, let's of course look at the new character, which is Mysterio, who is being played by Jake Gyllenhaal. And it appears in this trailer he is actually helping out Spider-Man, but if we look at the comics, we know that he's actually a super villain, so it's kind of like this hazy era. What's going on here? Is he pretending to be good? Things like that. His character actually debuted in the comic The Amazing Spider-Man number 13, and his real name is Quentin Beck. His backstory is he was a special effects wizard and stunt man working for a major Hollywood studio with dreams of making a name for himself in the film industry. However, he came to see his career in special effects as a dead-end job, and his attempts to become an actor were poorly received. But he realized that his expertise in illusions could make him as an effective supervillain. But like I said, that he is, guys, in this trailer, he is helping a Spider-Man. It appears to be taking out these giant elemental golem-looking type bad guys in the trailer. But I'll touch on my theory about that in a little bit. So let's continue to break this down, and I'll circle back to that. We first see Peter as Spider-Man in what appears to be a charity rally of some sort to benefit the homeless in New York City. It appears that Happy, however, was late to the event, but still brought with him a giant check for $500,000. And if we freeze frame and take a closer look at the check, we can see it's actually donated by none other than Pepper Potts. So that's pretty cool little detail there. Then in the next scene, we see Peter packing for his trip, and you look closely enough, you can actually see his Uncle Ben's initials on the luggage. A great little throwback detail in here to keep the connection strong with his Uncle Ben. I absolutely love that. We also see that he doesn't pack his spider suit in his luggage, which is the one, of course, made and given to him by Tony Stark in the Homecoming movie that features the glider wings, and we see him using the glider throughout the trailer. Not sure how his suit made it to London without him packing it, but I'm sure Marvel will fill us in on that, and I think that Nick Fury and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had something to do with that. There's also this quick scene of Peter grabbing a few convenience items from a convenience store, and if you look closely in freeze frame above the counter, you can actually see a picture of Spider-Man and the owner of the store together, so it's kind of cool to see that in the background there, something you may have missed. We later see Peter in what appears to be some kind of government office as he's trying to get his passport to go on his trip for Europe. Interestingly enough, we can see in his actual passport that there's a date issued and date expired, but they don't indicate any years. They just give the day and month. This could purposely have been taken out by Sony in the trailer to not give away more details, but Sony has gone on record and stated that Far From Home is in fact after the events of Endgame, and it's not a prequel of any sorts. So we'll have to wait and see just why his passport doesn't have any official dates, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and theories on this one as well. In the next scene, Peter and Ned are talking, and Ned gets a knockout dart to the neck from Nick Fury, and it was pretty cool, but it made me wonder, why didn't Peter's spidey senses trip on this? I mean, he was just sitting in plain view in the corner with a gun pointing at his friend, and it was completely oblivious to it. We do know that this version of Spider-Man does have the spider sense, as we saw in Infinity War, so I'm not entirely sure what is going on with his spidey sense in this movie, or if he wasn't in danger, so it didn't trip. I'm not sure. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this one as well. This one kind of made me scratch my head a little bit. We also get to look at this brand new blacked out spider suit that Peter's wearing, probably provided by Nick Fury and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It looks very, very similar to the comic book version of the Spider-Man Noir stealth suit, which is incredibly cool, and I can't wait to see more of it. Of course, we got Spider-Man Noir in the Spider-Man Universe movie, and I'm a huge fan of anything to do with that comic series or anything to do with those suits, so if anything like that makes it into this movie, I will be absolutely ecstatic. Then, of course, we got our first glimpse at the villain Hydro Man, who's also known as Maurice Mori Bench, who first appeared in the comics, specifically The Amazing Spider-Man number 212 in 1981. His backstory is that he gained gained his superpowers while working as a crewman on the cargo ship the USS Bulldog, having been knocked overboard accidentally by Spider-Man while a powerful experimental generator is being tested in the ocean. The combination of unknown radiation and his immersion in the deep-sea ocean-dwelling bacteria turns him into Hydro Man. When he realizes that he had become a man of water, he blamed Spider-Man for his accident and started to hunt him through the sewers and showers and water valves, and in order to get revenge on Spider-Man. So a pretty cool, interesting backstory here, and on this super villain. I'm not sure how they'll get this whole thing shoehorned in here, but I'm pretty excited to see this. And in addition to Hydro Man, the trailer revealed what looks like a couple of other elementals kind of supervillains that Spider-Man and Mysterio will be tasked with fighting together in the movie. The first one we see seems to be made of stone or sand, and people are saying this is the Marvel villain Sandman, but I don't think it is. The other one we see in the trailer is some sort of lava or fire monster, and I don't think there's a name for him either, and I'll get to that in just a second. Like I said, there's no official identities for these villains in the trailer, but they do look very similar to one another. They look like similar versions, just one's made out of rock and sand, and one's made out of lava. And I think what's going on here is that a lot of people are speculating that they may not even be completely real. Going back to what I think and see in Mysterio helping Spider-Man instead of being a villain, like I said, I would circle back to this. A growing theory amongst fans is that Mysterio is somehow behind the appearance of these creatures, and he's actually the one controlling them the entire time. This allows Mysterio to set himself up as a hero when in fact he's the one putting everyone in danger in the first place, which would fit his character perfectly, because if you think back at it, all he ever wanted to do was be famous and loved just like a hero. And he's really good at special effects and movie things, and seems like magic almost, but special effects. So he does almost like what a Syndrome from The Incredibles does, and it's crazy, but I can get behind this if this is in fact the case. But as of right now, like I said, this is just a theory. We'll have to wait and see, but I think this is what's going on here. Not entirely sure. And the final scene of the trailer shows Peter, MJ, and their classmates watching a TV report about the mishappening with these villains, seemingly about how Mysterio defeated Hydro Man. And I love how one of them describes Mysterio as Iron Man and Thor put together. But probably the funniest line in the entire trailer has to be when one of them says how much he likes Spider-Man and then immediately calls Peter a dickwad to his face. Just love that. Absolutely great. Also, one more thing I want to point out here. I'm not 100% sure, but this old man in the background of this scene seems to look a lot like Stan Lee. I get it that it's blurry. It may not be him. I can't really see. The glasses don't really seem to be there. It's hard to see. It goes by so quick, and when you zoom in, it's kind of blurry. Again, I'm not 100% on this being his cameo, but it could be, so keep an eye out in this scene. I'm not, like I said, I'm not putting my stamp on this one just yet. If it is, we'll have to know if he was, obviously was filmed before his untimely death, but I'm still on the fence about this one. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Do you guys think this is Stan Lee? Do you not think it's Stan Lee? Does it look like him to you? It kind of does to me, but I'm leaning towards no as of right now. I just thought I would point it out. People are trying to speculate on the internet that this is in fact him. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys all enjoyed and maybe learned something new. If you guys did, please drop me a like. Subscribe to the channel for more Marvel content in your sub boxes daily. And as always, guys, I'm sure I missed an absolute ton of things in this trailer. There's so many little details, so many things that I don't know. There may be a comic book reference that I personally never knew. Something like that I could have easily missed. And if you guys picked up on something like that, please, by all means, drop it in the comments down below. Let's get a dialogue going. You know, share your things that you found, and we'll get a community together, getting all these kind of Easter eggs and all these details together, and we can build this up together. And hopefully you guys partake in that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, guys. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, if you guys take the time out of your day to hit that like button, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys can also follow me on my Facebook and Twitter pages. I have a Patreon as well if you guys are into that. No pressure on that. If you guys are into that, supporting the channel, by all means. Thank you to my actual Patreons as well. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. But until next time, guys, remember that it's always K-Mac time somewhere. Until then, guys, take it easy and peace.
He's like Iron Man and Thor rolled into one.
He's no Spider-Man.
What is it with you and Spider-Man?
What, he looks out for the neighborhood, has a dope suit, and I really respect him. Sup, dickwad?
Jump right in.
Ninja.